And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. Brad Johnson here. Good to see you all here once again today. So we are going to be getting into some meditation today. We're going to be getting into some healing practice today with the conflict elimination technique. I've just put that new video up last night, the conflict elimination technique. And I'm going to be doing some demonstrations with you guys who want to volunteer, who want to give it a try. So we'll be doing that today. And of course, then later on, we'll be going into some Q&A as well, too. So if you have general Q&A that you want to ask, and we can certainly look into that also. But first and foremost, we'll go ahead and we'll get started with our announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, the private sessions are back once again. Now again, I am booked up until the month of May, but 15 and 30-minute sessions are available. There's also the Spirit Insight sessions, 3-question private email sessions as well. So you can look into those by going to newearthteachings.com. And of course, if you guys do have any questions for me when the webcast is finished today, if it's something urgent or something that's very, very important to you, you can always drop me an email. Just go to newearthteachings.com and go to the contact page, and you can drop me a message there. And of course, Patreon is now available. So again, you can go and sign up now at patreon.com/newearthteachings. Now, there's something I also want to address because some people have been concerned in regards to my opening up with Patreon. And basically what that concern represents is the feeling that, Brad, I was under the impression that you were going to make all of your YouTube videos paid content under Patreon. I was under the impression that your YouTube channel would basically be monetized so that you would have to pay for a membership to see all of your videos on your YouTube channel. And I thought you were going to do that through Patreon. Guys, I will never do that. Okay? And I can promise you that. I don't really like to use that word promise because that's a shackle within itself. But I can guarantee that this YouTube channel will never be monetized to the point where you have to pay to see my videos. Okay? So you would never have to pay for a silver plan to see the YouTube videos that you're seeing here on my YouTube channel, or that you're paying for a gold plan for you to see the YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. Okay? That was never the intention of me creating a Patreon. Patreon is just an extension of my sessions. Right? So Patreon is an extension. Again, if a person wants to do a session with me, but they know there's a lot of bookings happening right now, and right now I'm not available to May, but if they want to see me quicker, then what I would suggest is that you go onto Patreon. You go onto Patreon and you can sign up for the membership there, because that's where my group Q&A sessions are held. And there's also paid content that I have on my New Earth Teachings website, okay? Not the New Earth Teachings YouTube, the New Earth Teachings website. So this is where I have past webinars with Adronis. This is where I have the digital courses, right? The Akashic Records Home Study course, the Body Regeneration Series course, Law of Attraction Unleashed, Adronis 4-phase courses, etc. All of that is on my New Earth Teachings website, and that was paid content. So what you're doing with Patreon is you can access all of that. You can access everything that's content on the New Earth Teachings website onto Patreon. And that's where you have the silver and gold memberships. That's why they're paid memberships, because you're accessing paid content. That's why they're paid memberships, because you're accessing a paid group Q&A group Q&A session, I should say. So that's the only difference. That's why Patreon exists. Patreon is just an extension to my paid services that I already offer on my newer teachings website. Does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully that does. Okay. But as far as YouTube goes, no, this will always be free content. I will always be doing videos freely here on YouTube for you guys. So you do not ever have to worry about that. I'm never turning my YouTube channel into a paid membership YouTube channel or anything of that nature. It will always be free. Okay? So put your minds at ease. So I was getting a few people messaging me. They said, Brad, what's going on with this Patreon thing? Are you like going to take away all your videos? And like, guys, I never said anything about taking my videos away from you. I didn't say anything about taking YouTube away from you. No, of course not. Why would I do that? So this is why we got to learn not to assume things. Because if we assume, it just makes an ass out of you and me, right? If you guys aren't sure about things, please just ask me questions. I'm more than happy to clear the air, okay? So yes, YouTube channel, always free, okay? So let's go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and get started and just start doing some practices, firstly. And then we're going to do some meditation, some practices. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to look into the conflict elimination technique a little bit more. Now, if you guys have not checked out the conflict elimination technique, it's on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I uploaded it last night. Please check it out. This is, once you get the hang of the conflict elimination technique, you're actually doing things way quicker than you would with the BCR technique and with the cord removal healing as well too. This BCR technique is awesome. Cord removal healing technique is awesome, but those are level 1 healings. Okay, so that's usually what I would suggest first. If a person is not too familiar with conflict elimination, they look a little bit into BCR and they look a little bit into cord removal, because that's the level 1 healing. When we're going into level 2 healing, it's a lot more quicker and it's a little bit more deeper as well too. It's not the non-dual, but again, it's getting a little bit closer to that as well. Okay, so let's get ourselves nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, keeping our spine nice and straight, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out, and again, deep breath in and out, and in and out. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit more different today than just heart rate variability. Okay, we're actually going to work with nasal breathing, but we're actually going to be plugging the nostrils. Okay, so this is something that's new. We're working with the Ida and the Pingala, okay, channels of the nose. This again is quite commonly found within Kriya Yoga. So what you'll do is you're going to take your thumb and just put it against your right nostril, just like this, and you're breathing in with the other nostril, filling that breath. And now we're going to switch, and we're going to use our middle finger and ring finger for the other nostril right here, breathing out through the other nostril. Inhale and switch. And repeat. And switch. And inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. One more time. Last switch. Okay. So that is nasal breathing. This is pranayama breathing. So when you continue to do this, I would say do it for about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes every morning, okay? This is what I do every single morning, and boy, does it refresh you. It clears out the channels. It works together also with the vagus nerves. It's clearing out your organs. It's rejuvenating yourself. It's bringing vitality into your body, okay? So you're working together with the Ida and Pingala channels within the nose, cleaning it all out, okay? If you guys are familiar with yoga, more specifically Kriya Yoga, then you'll be aware of this breathing technique, Okay, so doing that, and together with heart rate variability as well too, which we're going to do next here in a second, this is what's really rejuvenating your body. Actually, before we do the heart rate variability, I got one more breathing technique for you to try. Okay, this one's quite an interesting one. It looks pretty strange, but it's very, very helpful. Okay, what happens is a lot of us have overheated bodies. Okay, our body gets too much heat because we're eating a lot of hot food. Sometimes we're eating a lot of toxic food as well too, and our body just gets too much heat. So what's a good way to cool ourselves down? Well, this is the next Kriya Yoga breathing practice. You're taking your tongue and you're rolling it. Okay, so you're breathing in through the hole of your rolled tongue. And just breathing out through the nose. Okay, so let's try that again. Rolling the tongue. And breathing out through the nose. Okay, it looks pretty strange, but what you're doing is your tongue is acting like a straw. So you're basically having your rolled tongue, and you're breathing in through the rolled tongue like a straw. And you instantly feel that cooling sensation as you're breathing through the tongue in that way. Once you take a full breath with the tongue, and we just take an exhale out to the nose. Okay, so let's try that one more time together. I know, Brad looks very silly. Brad looks very silly doing that. But hey, it works, guys. It's very effective. Okay, this is another Kriya Yoga technique. Okay, one of the other techniques is just doing this. Okay, we're just looking up to the brow. So here's a pop quiz for everybody. When you guys have tuned into my videos in the past, what brainwave state does this trigger when you do this? Okay, can anybody remember what brainwave state do you trigger when you look up? I'll wait for the chat. Alpha state, correct. Okay, very good. Are you guys doing this daily? Because when you're just looking up like that and you're going into alpha, your problems vanish very quickly. Okay, so when you take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and you just look up, and you're just bringing your attention upwards. There's not a thought in my mind at all. Okay? You're doing something very similar. You're just going alpha. Okay? So when you're doing the rolled tongue breathing, yes, Brad looks silly. Oh, Brad, there's dry mouth and stuff. Guys, this benefits you. Okay? It tremendously benefits you. Stop worrying about indulging the ego about its concerns. When you're doing yoga, you should not be indulging the ego with your concerns. Oh no, there's dry mouth, guys. Get out of your ego. Okay? When we're doing this, oh, these fingers are acting so weird, guys. Get out of your ego. You are not working with ego and doing yoga at the same time. You get your yoga out of the way. You scrump it up like paper. You chuck it away. You just start doing these things. Even though you look strange, even though you look silly, they work. Okay? If I was to do this again, right? I'm doing a chin lock. And I'm looking up at my brow chakra. And I'm sucking in my gut. And I'm pulling in my recto muscle. Okay, I look very strange. But what I'm doing is I'm doing the locks. I'm working with the locks, and that is energizing the body. that is keeping myself centered, that's purifying the body altogether. Okay? It looks strange. I get it. All right? Same if I did this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? I look strange. That, unfortunately, doesn't have any benefit, really. Just makes you look like an ass. But with yoga, it's different because you're actually doing these things that look strange but have tremendous inward benefits to your body. Okay? So give these things a try. Work with the nose breathing. Okay? Work with the tongue breathing as well, too. And remember to look up. Get yourself into alpha. Okay, if I'm stressing out about all this, I got bills to pay, and my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my husband, my wife, blah, 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 blah. I just take a deep breath in. Okay, no thoughts. No thoughts whatsoever. Because I'm bringing my attention up. And I'm going directly into alpha. And alpha is going into that focused brainwave state. Okay? Here's another pop quiz, guys. How do we get into theta easily? How do we easily get into theta state? Does anybody know how we can get into theta easily? Just waiting for the chat. Does anybody know how to get into theta easily? Breath work. Breath work could possibly do it, yeah. That's one possibility, but that's not very easily. Okay? One of the best ways to do it, guys, have a favorite song. Okay? Have a favorite song that you play, because as soon as you play it, you get those chills. It's almost like you get goosebumps. You get chills because you're hearing your favorite song. Okay? It's a song that you absolutely adore. So maybe you just start playing that in your mind as well, too. If you're not near your MP3 player, you just start using your music. Okay? And what that does is that sends you chills. Get excited about something, right? You remember something that really made you elated, really made you excited. Oh, I'm getting that right now. I'm in theta. Okay, as soon as I get that chill, it's like a chill that goes up and down your spine, or you get goosebumps. Okay, something that gives you goosebumps, something that gives you a chill. You're just feeling excited, right? There's just that rush. I remember this time. Oh yeah. There's the chill, right? We get that chill, and that's going into theta, and we just stay with that moment. We stay with that moment, and that's us going right into theta. Okay, another way is, like I said, with your eyes closed. You're imagining something that will allow your body to physically react. So if you're very hungry and you're imagining your favorite type of food item right in front of your face and you're just about to put it in your mouth, you're noticing that your salivary glands are watering. That's a theta state as well too. Okay? So what you put in regards to mental stimulation to which your body reacts to is getting yourself into a theta state. And two of the common ones is giving yourself goosebumps, giving yourself those excited chills. Okay? That's theta state. And we just stay with that. We just feel those chills and we just stay with that and we vibe with that. We continue on, right? We continue hearing that song. We just stay in that moment to which we feel really, really good. Okay, that gets us into theta. That's triggering our theta. So last pop quiz for you guys. How do we get into delta state easily? Son of Superman, you have to answer your own question. Do we need a song that gives a chill or is just excitement? Well, you tell me. What gives you a chill? What makes you feel good? What's that good song that just, I feel that chill. I feel that chill going up and down my spine. You got to tell me, Son of Superman. I don't know your playlist. Right? It's something that gives you that chill. It's something that makes you feel elated. Okay? You want that chill. You want that goosebump feeling. You want your body to respond to mental stimuli. Okay? However that needs to come about, well, that's your call. You got to be aware of your playlist. All right? So again, guys, what gets us into delta state? Octavio, Kachari Mudra. Yeah, Octavio, that's not a very easy mudra to do. Okay, you're looking at Kachari Mudra. That's one of the most difficult mudras there is. That's not something easy. Okay. No, I'm saying, what is the easiest way for us to go into delta state? Heart rate variability? That will get us there, but that's not an easy way. I'm talking about something that's almost instant. What's an easy way, an almost instant way, that you can get into delta state? Am I stumping you guys? You guys not sure? Okay, here it is. Imagine somebody is watching you from behind. Okay? This is what happens. We're walking down the street and we just know that somebody's behind us and we turn our head. Okay? What commonly happens is when a person is watching you from behind, your ears may suddenly start to lift a little bit. Okay? This is actually what happens. When I notice that I'm being watched by somebody, ears kind of perk up a little bit. Your ears kind of perk up and then you turn around and you look. Okay? So it's the feeling of being watched. It's the feeling of being observed from behind. Okay? Doesn't have to be a scary situation. Okay? It can just be the idea, like I said, you're just walking down the street and some people are walking behind you and you're just looking at them and they're just laughing and blah, blah, blah. Right? But it's just a feeling that someone is watching you from behind. Okay? You just feel those kind of, your ears perking up. So you just basically close your eyes and you just imagine that. A friendly person is watching you from behind. There's delta. Okay? That delta is expanded awareness. Okay? It's that intuitive awareness. It's that realization that something is happening. It's something of you expanding your senses a lot more. So we take a deep breath in, we take a deep breath out, and we're just feeling like someone nice, someone friendly, someone very kind-hearted is just watching us graciously from behind. See, my ears perk up, and I'm in delta. Okay? That's all it takes. Okay, guys, I'm not talking about you spending minutes and minutes and minutes doing a bunch of breathing techniques, doing meditation, doing Kachari Mudra. No, those all work, but I'm talking about almost instantly getting there. Okay, so alpha state, we look up. Theta state, we get chills, we get goosebumps, right? We feel that elation. Our mental stimuli is causing our body to react. Delta states, somebody is watching you from behind. Okay? Those are the three simple brainwave states that basically bring you into a greater, deeper expanse of consciousness. Okay? You're going into lower brainwave states. So this certainly helps you when you're doing meditation. This certainly helps you when you're doing heart rate variability. Okay? I wish I could see you guys so I could give you guys, so you guys could actually demonstrate, oh, Brad, hey, I'm doing this. Unfortunately, I just got text with you guys, so I work in the best way I can. But these are, again, just very simple techniques of getting yourself into the brainwave states, so try them out. Okay? So, alpha state, theta state. Oh, yeah, those chills. Delta state, perking the ears, somebody's watching me. Okay? There you go. Those are the three brainwave states that you can easily access just by remembering these hacks. Okay? They're just little hacks that you're doing and bringing you closer into those deeper states so that you can now hook onto them and now ride them like a wave through your meditation. Okay? So, give that a try. Now we're going to do some heart rate variability. Okay? All right, so we're going to again do the 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, all nose breathing. Okay, so remember, guys, if you have not watched the BCR technique 30-day challenge on my playlist, please do that. Please make it something, even if you're just watching the first day. Okay? It really, really helps because I remind you guys about this constantly. And a lot of the things I teach you guys comes from the BCR technique. Okay? So please make sure you're watching it. Very important. If you're new to my channel, that's the first thing you watch, is the BCR Technique 30-Day Challenge, okay? It's not New Earth Insights. BCR Technique 30-Day Challenge. Cord Removal Healing 10-Day Challenge. Conflict Elimination Technique. Okay? You do those 3 techniques, guys, you're singing. You're not concerned about anything that's happening in the world anymore, because all you're doing now is just giving the world complete compassion, because you're at peace with yourself and you're learning to live inside. Okay? It's the best advice I could give any of you. Rather than, again, wrapping the wire around the ball. Brad, what's happening with our world right now? Brad, what's happening with our government? Brad, what's happening with our politics? Brad, what's happening with our money? We're wiring the ball. We're making this gigantic ball of wire. So when you start doing that meditation, what do you do with this ball of wire? You throw it away. Because you realize that's just you putting yourself into a bundle. You're bundling yourself up, you're twisting yourself up like a pretzel, and you're getting yourself confused because you're trying to make sense of the outside world, and you will never, ever, ever be able to make sense of the outside world. It's not possible. So you learn to live from the inside. Okay? So, heart rate variability. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. If you want to do a little bit more of a longer breath, just add 2 seconds to your exhale. Okay, so let's do that together now. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Repeat. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. And let's continue. And one more time. Okay. So when we do that, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're going to feel amazing afterwards. Okay? What that is doing is that it's stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. That's stimulating the vagus nerve, okay, that cranial nerve that touches all of our organs. And that is completely bringing yourself into a relaxed and calm state of being. So I explain this in BCR. This is something you guys should be doing every single day. So what I'd like to do is I just want to take a poll right now. Okay? How many of you here that are watching this broadcast right now are doing inner work daily? You can just say yes on the chat. Okay, so the question is, how many of you here that are tuning into this right now do your inner work daily? And you can answer with a yes on the chat. Okay, so there's about 22 of you so far. That's great. And there's about 130 people online, okay, on the chat right now. So guys, that's probably maybe about 10, 15, 20% of my audience, okay? So the rest of the 80% of you that's watching this right now, I'd really like you to consider doing that, okay? The 80% of you right now that are not responding, I say, oh, Brad, I'm here for news. I'm here for questions and all that. If you really want to understand what I do on my channel, it's not just about New Earth Insights. Okay, it's not just about looking at the current events of the world. Guys, this is what I do. I am a spiritual teacher. Okay? I teach the nature of helping you to live from the inside. And if you really want to know what I'm all about, that's what I'm about. Okay? So for the 80% plus of you guys who are not doing your inner work every day, I really recommend you doing that. And if you don't know how to get started, this is why you do the BCR Technique 30-Day Challenge. It helps you to get started. It's very simple, it's to the point, and it benefits you. All right? And it's very, very straightforward, step by step. You will feel amazing, even just doing the first few days of it. Okay? Do we have people here who have done the BCR Technique 30-Day Challenge all the way through? You can answer with a yes. Okay, so we're getting a few people saying yes. Good. Okay. So here's what I need you guys to do. Spread the word about the BCR Technique 30-Day Challenge. Okay? Tell people about it, saying, hey, look how this has really changed my life. This has done something tremendously for me. You should take a look at it. Okay? The good news is I'm actually starting to see a lot more views on the BCR Technique. Okay, I wanted to take this time today just to give you guys that reminder. It's very, very important that we're working together with bringing ourselves into inner harmony. Okay, so that's why I would suggest BCR Technique. And it's also very good if you've already looked at that, now you're going to understand more about what I'm going to get into next. And that is where we're going into conflict elimination. Okay, so we're going to be getting into conflict elimination technique. Yeah, so like I said, there's some new people on the channel. That's great. Glad to see you new people here. So please check out all these things that I'm recommending to you guys, because now you'll know what I'm really about, okay? So, conflict elimination technique. Now, if you've watched the video last night, you're getting an idea about how it works. So what I would like to do is I would like to get a volunteer, firstly, to work together with me on the conflict elimination technique. Okay, and I had a question here from Pauline. Okay, Pauline was the very first poster on the chat before we started. So Pauline, just let me know if you're still here in the chat. Okay, so Pauline, if you're here, just let me know that you're here. Okay, if not, then I'm going to choose somebody else. I want to try to choose somebody who's going to be interactive with me on the chat as we're going to do a demonstration of conflict elimination technique. Okay, Pauline is here. Very good. Okay, so Pauline, here's what we're going to do. So what I would like you to do is I just want you to grab a piece of paper, a notepad, pen, okay? And I want you just to create a simple list like this. I don't know if you can see it because of the green screen. Okay, just like this. Okay, so we have a notepad here. We have two columns. We have a column A and we have a column B. Column A, conflicts. Column B, end result. Okay, if you guys can see this okay. So that's what we're putting on the notepad. So Pauline, you told me about that you're having difficulty sleeping. Okay, so what I want you to do is I just want you to write that down on your conflict. Okay, on your conflicts column here. Difficulty sleeping. Now what I want you to add to that, Pauline, is what's going through your mind when you know that you're unable to sleep. Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Are you upset? Okay, I just want you to put that down. Whatever your emotion is. Okay, now that we have that conflict, Pauline, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to look at your end result. I want you to look at your goal. Okay, so now that we have this conflict, well, what's our goal? Well, I think that's pretty obvious. I want to have a nice, sound, relaxed sleep. I want to feel happy and go to sleep and have a nice, restful sleep and wake up the next morning energized. Am I right, Pauline? That'd be correct to put down on your end result on column B. Okay, so Pauline, just stay with me here. I know there's a bit of a few second delay in the video. Yes, yes. Okay, great. So I know we have like a 5-10 second delay on the video. This is why I'm pausing. I wish it was just instant communication, but we got to wait for the delay. Okay, so what we're going to do now, Pauline, now that you have column A filled, now that you have column B filled, take either your left hand or your right hand, placing it on the heart. Okay? Your heart represents your goal. Your hand is on your goal. Your attention is on your goal. Raise your other hand now. Okay? It is fully extended just like this. We're not doing this. We're doing this. Okay? You're imagining your fingers are like fire hoses when water's running through them. Okay? They're tight. They're strong. This hand is your conflict hand. This represents the idea of having problems going to sleep. Okay? Having emotional hang-ups, trying to go to sleep because your mind is wandering too much, thinking too much, feeling again worry, upset, anger, whatever it may be, whatever you've put down. Okay? So what I want you to do right now is firstly just go back into that moment now with your goal, feeling it out there. A nice sound sleep where I feel healthy and rejuvenated the next morning. Very good. So Pauline, I would ask you 2 questions. Number 1, can you imagine yourself eliminating the conflict from yourself to go into this new timeline? Okay? Can you imagine seeing yourself eliminating this conflict to go into your new timeline? Okay, and if the answer to that is yes, which I'm pretty much going to assume you're going to say yes. Okay. And question number 2 is, are you ready to eliminate this condition now? Okay, if the answer is yes, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So, bringing your attention to your heart, your attention to your goal, letting it go. Letting it go. Letting it go. I am completely releasing the conflict. The conflict is being released. I'm letting it all go. It's losing all of its steam. It's losing all of its momentum. It's losing all of its juice. It's losing all of its energy. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Okay, right until we have a clenched fist. Okay, so clenched fist is here. So now we go into step number 2. We go into the second sweep. Taking a deep breath in. Slow, deep breath out. And we're just doing a second sweep. We're looking into our body right now. Is there any residual pertaining to that conflict? If there is, we just kind of open our hand a little bit. Okay. We feel that residual. If that's happening, we go back into the inner affirmation. You can either say this in your mind or out loud. God is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. The conflict is completely fading away. It's dissolving away. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Okay? We get that strong fist once again. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, Pauline, if you were able to clench your fist both times, you're good. Okay, again, I can't see you. It works better when I can actually see you guys, but we're just going to kind of assume things are going okay here. All right? So, Pauline, just let me know if you were able to get both fists clenched, right, from the first part and the second part with the second sweep. Is your fist still clenched afterwards? Okay? If it's still clenched afterwards, congratulations, you've released. You've eliminated the conflict. How long did that take us, guys? Maybe under 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. Okay? So this is something very, very powerful. When we start to work with this constantly, frequently throughout the day, we're working with repetition. And again, as we get the hang of this, gone, 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 gone. I'm eliminating all of these conflicts, these emotional states, these traumatic states, these physical conditions. I'm eliminating them all. And by the end of the day, if I've done 20, 30, 40 of them, I'm doing in a day what people cannot do within 20, 30 years by meditating. Okay? This is the shortcut of shortcuts. This is even quicker than BCR technique. This is even quicker than cord removal healing, is you're doing the work. Okay? Pauline, I haven't heard from you, so please let me know how you're feeling, okay? Please keep in touch here on the chat here. I need to know how you're feeling, okay? Okay, so let's see if we can get another volunteer right now. Let's do a volunteer number 2. Okay, who would like to volunteer? Okay, so just type in volunteer on the chat here if you would like to volunteer next. Okay, I got one here from Sensei. All right, so Sensei, you will be next. So, Sensei, what I want you to do, again, just get a piece of paper, okay, and a pen, and you're just writing this down on the piece of paper. Column A, column B, the conflict, and the end result. So Sensei, what I want you to do right now is just write to me on the chat right now what you're going through. What's the conflict that you're experiencing right now, Sensei? Okay, and after Sensei, AA, you will be next, and then H. Anderson, okay? So Sensei, if you can just type and let me know, what is it that you're going through right now? What's the conflict that you're going through right now? Try to keep it short and sweet. Doesn't have to be long. Trust. Okay. So there's a lack of trust within yourself. Okay. So basically this may represent the nature of rejection. Okay. Feeling rejection, feeling low self-worth. Okay. So that can be something you can put down in your conflicts. Okay. Lack of trust, lack of self-worth. Okay. I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, so what is the opposite? What happens if I basically take out that lack of trust and lack of self-worth? Okay, when I take that away from you, if I was to pull that out of your body right now, here's the lack of self-trust, here's the lack of self-worth, I pull that out and I just toss it aside. How would you feel? This is where we're going into the imagination now. See, if that lack of self-trust was gone, if that lack of low self-worth is gone, well, I'm going to be super happy. I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel peaceful, right? So, end result, you're going into a space that is happy and peaceful within yourself, okay? Feeling happy, feeling peaceful, feeling trusting, feeling great worth, infinite worth, okay? Complete. Good word as well, too. Okay, so Sensei, I'll ask you the first question. Can you imagine yourself free of this conflict and going into the new timeline? Okay, thank you, Sensei. I also heard from Pauline here. I was a little slow on the mark, had my eyes closed, so did not know about fist at first. Got it. Okay, great. Good job, Pauline. Okay. So, Sensei, second question is, are you ready to clear out this conflict now? Not too sure how long a delay I have, but must be 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, so after Sensei, I'm going to do 2 more people. Then we're going to get into Q&A, guys. Okay, so after I do 2 more people after Sensei, then Q&A will come. Okay, most definitely. Very good. Okay, so Sensei, using either your left hand or right hand on the heart. Okay, what does the heart represent? Represents our goal. Okay, our attention is on the goal. Okay, the other hand, fully extended fingers, representing what? Representing our conflict, okay? Representing the lack of self-trust, the low self-worth, okay? And our goal is to feel complete, be whole, be perfect, be at peace, okay? So I want you now, Sensei, to bring your attention to the goal. Deep breath in and out. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Spirit is making me better and better. Spirit is making me better and better. Spirit is making me better and better. I'm feeling the conflict losing all of its steam. I'm staying in the heart of my goal. I'm staying in the heart of my goal. I feel the completion within me. Spirit is making me better and better. Spirit is making me better and better. I'm letting it all go. And all we're doing here is we're just staying in the beingness of our goal. We are staying in the beingness of our goal, and we're just watching the conflict fade away. So we just use those affirmations as reinforcement. It's just a reinforcement. Know that I'm staying in my goal, and I'm feeling what it's like to be complete. I'm feeling what it's like to be whole. I'm feeling what it's like to be happy. I'm feeling what it's like to be joyful. And you watch the hand. And the hand just almost moves by itself. And now we see the clenched fist. Okay? Now we go into the second sweep. Deep breath in. Very slow deep breath out. Is there any residuals? No. No, my hand still stays clenched. Very strong. Okay? All right. So Sensei, just let me know in the chat when you're finished. Okay, when you got the fist clenched, you did the second sweep, and you're all finished, let me know how you're feeling afterwards, okay? Pauline, I want to know how you're feeling as well too. Pauline, after you did yours, this is something you guys have to do as volunteers. Let me know when you're finished. Let me know how you feel afterwards, okay? So Pauline, I need to hear from you. Sensei, I need to hear from you when you're done, okay? So let's go up here a bit more. Okay, so AA is next, okay? So AA, you are my next volunteer. So AA, what I want you to do, again, just looking at the columns, column A, column B, conflicts and end result. So AA, what is the conflict that you want to clear today? Self-love, very unsure about my self-love. Okay, so it's almost kind of similar to Sensei, right? Looking at the low self-worth, the low self-love as well too, okay? So Sensei replied, finished, lighter and coldness around my body. Okay, lighter and cold. So you may have a cool sensation. So maybe you're bringing some yin energy into yourself. That sounds interesting. Usually I get people saying they're nice and warm. But if they're feeling cool or cold, well, hopefully you don't have too much of a low temperature in your space. But it could also be yin energy that's flowing through you. Okay, so if you're feeling lighter, Sensei, fantastic. Okay, so Sensei, do you feel that lack of self-trust is now completely gone? Okay, let me know the answer for that. Okay, Pauline says, I feel less frustrated and a bit hot. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Some people feel cool, some people feel warm. It's just how we are, okay? So AA, self-love, very unsure about my self-love. Okay, so AA, what I want you to do next is I want you to go into the end result. So if I was to take away your lack of self-love, what would there be? What does that new space look like? Okay, well, obviously, you'd be very, very happy. Obviously, you'd be filled with love. And obviously, you'd be filled with peace, right? So we can put that down in column B as the end result. All right? Okay, so AA, we're just going to proceed as if you got all that down now. So AA, I'm going to ask you the question now. Can you imagine yourself free of this conflict moving into your new timeline? And then once you answer that question, are you ready to clear away this conflict now? Okay, so while I'm waiting for AA, Freeman here just says, hi Brad, I'm just curious, do you use the HRV breathing when you meditate? Guess I'm asking this question because I don't know what technique I should use when meditating. Yes, I do. I do use heart rate variability when I'm meditating. Now, I don't use it all the time because I've learned how to naturally go into beingness. Okay? So basically, I go into self-abidance and I just stay in beingness. And actually, the funny thing is when I'm going into that, it's almost like watching the same breath pattern as if you were watching somebody sleep. Okay? It's kind of a shallow breath. You don't really hear it too well. You have to kind of really put your ear close to them to hearing them breathe. It's very much like that when I go into the state of beingness. Okay? But when I am doing some meditation work, yes, I certainly do heart rate variability. Okay? But I don't do the 4 and the 6 breath. I go a lot more deeper. Okay? So I can go into about 10 seconds in and maybe like 15 seconds out, for example. Okay? But heart rate variability works really good. There's times I'll do it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, and you feel amazing afterwards. Your whole body just feels vitalized. It's a wonderful feeling. Okay? So AA says yes. Okay, great. So that's what we'll work on now. So AA, taking either your left hand or your right hand, placing it upon your heart. Other hand here, fully extended. And just taking a moment, giving your attention to your goal. Okay? Your goal, your end result. Okay? So there's that love, that happiness, and that peace. Okay? See yourself there. It's already in your imagination. All you're doing is you're just going into it. Okay? So now that you're there, let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we begin. I am in my goal. The conflict is fading away. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Do you see how I'm smiling? Okay? I'm smiling. I'm feeling great. I feel peace. I feel happiness. I feel love. Spirit is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. Source is making me better and better. God is taking care of the conflict. I am in my goal. I am in my goal. And I am truly happy in my goal. Okay? So we get that clenched fist. Deep breath in. Slow deep breath out, doing the second sweep. Okay, maybe a little bit of a residual there, for example. Okay, we're going back again. We're staying at our goal. We're staying in our attention of our end result. I am in my goal. God is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. God is taking care of all of this. God is taking care of my conflict. God is bringing me into peace. I feel at peace. I feel happy. I feel joyful. I feel love. Okay, look what's happened to the hand now. It's clenched. Okay, another deep breath in. Deep breath out. How are you feeling? Okay, AA, let me know how you're doing. Okay, very, very simple. Really, really simple, guys. You just want to keep your attention on your goal. That is the most important thing when you're doing conflict elimination. You're imagining this new goal, you're imagining yourself in that reality, and you're keeping yourself anchored and centered, and your attention is on that reality. Okay? And you're just letting spirit clear this up. You're letting your soul, you're letting your higher self, you're letting source, you're letting God take care of the conflict. And now here it is, a clenched fist. Then we do the second sweep. We look for residuals. If there is any residuals, again, going into the clenched fist. Super duper easy. Okay? This is the simplest thing you can get. So Brad, how does this work so easily? Because you're the one that is deciding the vibrations of your reality. You're the one that decides, I want to have conflict. Even though you don't want it, you're still telling yourself that you do. You're getting worked up about all these things. You're again tightening that ball of wire. Okay? You're bending yourself up and down like a pretzel. And you're putting yourself into these situations because you are ignorant relating to the vibrations that you are putting out into the universe. Okay? I once had this ignorance as well too. Cleared it away. So we have to be aware of our ignorance. And some people will even say, well, Brad, I was abused as a kid. Okay, well, here you are as an adult. Do you still feel that great pain from that abuse? Yes. Then your ignorance has kept it around because you have not been able to heal it. And so this is all we're doing. You are choosing the goal that you know you want to be a part of. It is not about trying to turn things around, right? Try to make things fair game here. It is not about an eye for an eye. It's not about a life for a life. It is not even about forgiving another person. All it involves is you going into the space of your goal that brings you into harmony, that brings you into peace. Okay? You want to remember that. AA says, I feel very energized, warm. I saw myself waving with many, many hands. Goodbye to my conflict. Great job. Fantastic, AA. Really, really good to hear. Okay? So this is, again, very simple things, guys. It's like what I talked about in conflict elimination technique video yesterday. If you guys have not seen that, please go check it out, because I talk about that very extensively, about our vibration. Okay? So we want to make sure that we are working with the reality that we prefer, and what that entails is you living from the inside, right? If we look at a vase, guys, what's inside the vase? Emptiness. It's the center, okay? So we have to go. We have to go into our empty center, and that is what's going to show us everything about what we truly are, so we can clear away all of the falsehoods. All right? So let me go to my last volunteer here. And that last volunteer is H. Anderson. Okay? So H. Anderson, if you are here, you can just let me know what your conflict is. Okay? H. Anderson, what is your conflict? Okay. And thank you, Conscious Nesting, for your contribution. Appreciate that. So H. Anderson asks, is this to only be used for a self-physical issue, or can it be used with something issue that is going on with interaction with another? Don't worry about others, guys, okay? You are not responsible for other people, okay? Because there are no other people. You are the perceiver of your reality. When you're doing this work is for you. How you perceive a person is based upon your vibration of them, okay? This is why I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to do this for my mom. No. What business do you have to do to poke your head into your mom's business and trying to heal her with something like this when that's not what she's agreeing to? If she wants to heal herself with this, she can learn the technique herself. Okay? You are not responsible for other people. Don't try to change others. That's an illusion, because you can't. None of you have ever changed me. And I thank you for that. Because if you did, I'd call you a big pain in the ass. And if I tried to change you, you could call me a big pain in the ass too. Okay? Please don't try to change people. Okay? Just don't. It's not your business. It's not your work. And all you're looking to change is yourself, because you're willing to change. Okay? If you have a bitter relationship with your mother, then the bitterness within yourself is what you got to change. You got to clear that away. Okay? It's not about thinking, I got to do this to my mom because she's being horrible. She's being like a troll in my life. And I'm just, oh, I can't stand her. Well, there you go. That's why you need the healing, so-and-so. It's not about your mom. It's not about your dad. It's not about your brother, your sister, your best friend, your wife, your husband, your children, your grandchildren. Okay? If we think it's about them, then that is ignorance. Okay? It's their fault. Their fault. They're doing this. They're doing this to me. 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 Okay? That's ignorance and arrogance talking. It's nobody else's fault about what has happened to you. Okay? And I know that's a very tough pill to swallow and say, Brad, I was abused as a kid. Well, here's a secret to you guys too. I was abused as a kid as well too. Okay? So I know what that's like. But did I have any animosity towards my father? because he was abusive to me. In the ancient times, times before, yes, I certainly did. But as I did this healing work, I realized that all the problems that I was spinning was coming through me, was not coming through him. And once I alleviated my suffering, I realized I did not need to forgive anybody. I just needed to let go of the conflict that was within me that was giving this whole situation a hard time, that was wrapping the wire in the ball. Okay? I know you guys hear from a lot of experts and they say, you guys just got to forgive people. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not at all. Not once. Not ever. Do you ever have to forgive anybody because there's nobody to forgive? It's the catch-22. You are the only perceiver. So, as you're the only perceiver here, you're the only one that you got to forgive. You got to forgive your conflicts. You got to move into your new goal that represents you setting yourself free. That's what we're doing here. You're setting yourself free. It is not about others. Okay? You got to really put that into your awareness, because that's not what this is about. Okay, so let's get into H. Anderson here. So H. Anderson says, I'll just call you H, that's fine. Self-confidence, belief in yourself. Well, this is kind of like a pattern today. Okay, so very similar to what AA went through, very similar to what Sensei has gone through. You guys are having this shaken self-confidence. I'm wondering why. But that's fine. We will work on this, okay? So you guys seem like very strong people. Okay, if we have this lack of self-confidence within ourselves, this is one of the first things we should be healing within ourselves. We need that confidence. We need that trust in ourselves. Okay? So there's low self-confidence. There's that lack of belief in the self, okay? So it's rejection. There's rejection. There's abandonment. There's abuse. So that really goes into the conflicts. Okay. So H, if I was to take away that lack of self-confidence, if I was to take away that lack of belief in the self, if I was to take away that rejection, if I was to take away that abuse, if I was to take away that abandonment, what remains? How do you feel? Okay, so the answer would be, just like what Sensei and AA have given me, peace, happiness, feeling complete, feeling whole, feeling wonderful, feeling completely in harmony with myself. Exactly. Okay? So H. Anderson, put that down on your end result. And I want you just to take a moment right now, and I want you to go into that new reality, that new timeline, okay? That goal. And seeing yourself at peace, completely happy, completely whole, completely well. Okay, so I would now ask you the question, H. Can you imagine yourself completely free of this conflict moving into your new timeline? And the second question is, are you ready to clear away this conflict now? Okay, great. Good work, H. All right, so now taking your left hand or right hand, whichever you prefer. Maybe this time I'll do my left hand here and my right hand here. Okay? So, hand on the heart, representing your new reality, representing your goal. Okay? And I just want you to bring your attention to that goal. Okay? And again, fingers fully extended with the other hand, your conflict hand. So, H, bringing your attention now to your goal. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. And begin. God is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. The steam is moving out of the conflict. It's losing its steam. I'm letting it all go. I'm letting it all go. I'm in my paradise. I'm in my brand new timeline. I'm in my new reality. I'm letting it all go. I'm letting Spirit take care of it. I'm letting Spirit take care of the pain. I'm letting Spirit take care of the conflict, eliminating it completely. I am in my new reality. I'm in my new home. I love the new goal that I have set for myself. Okay, there we are with the clenched fist. Taking a deep breath in. Slow, deep breath out. Okay, so there's a little bit more residual there. So again, Spirit is taking care of this for me. I am creator. I am God consciousness. I decide what comes and what goes. I decide what stays. I decide what leaves. I decide what attracts. I decide what repels. I'm letting all of this go. I'm letting all of this go. I am in the paradise of my goal. Okay? Here we are now in that conflict. So like I said, just stay in the beingness of your goal. If you're saying affirmations, you're just doing that to reinforce you staying in your goal. Let Spirit take care of your conflict. Let it wash away completely. Okay? Okay, so H. Anderson, let me know how you're feeling after that, once you get that completely done. Okay, and like I said, we're just getting down to that clenched fist. Okay, so H. Anderson, let me know how you're feeling. So again, we got that solid fist, okay? H. Anderson says, wow, smiling happy, tears coming down, heat coming across my right face. Fantastic, that's great. Good job, okay? Good job, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for volunteering. And again, we could do this all afternoon, but I do want to move on. I do want to get into some Q&A. Okay, so we're already an hour into the broadcast already. So guys, this is it. Now you've already seen it in real time about how the volunteers that have come forward and put their conditions, shared their conflicts with me, and now they're doing this practice, and now you're seeing how it's benefiting them. Okay. I'm going to be doing this a lot more through private sessions. I'm going to be doing this through group sessions as well too. So if I have a private session with you, conflict elimination is what I work with quite commonly. Okay? If I'm doing this in group sessions, people are feeling some incredible results as well too, because I did that in the very first one. All right? Okay, guys, very good. So we will now go ahead and move into Q&A. Okay, so if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to feel free to put the question on the chat, and I'll get around to you, okay? So again, please just keep watching the conflict elimination technique. I know it's a big video. This is why I've broken it down into chapters, so it's easier to find certain contents within the video. So it is a bit long, but it's well worth it. It's so that you understand the philosophy of it. It's so that you know the understanding of it. It's now that it's becoming a lot more natural to you. You can look in the chapters and finding out areas that you may still need to work on. But once you get the hang of it, my God, it's going to be awesome. I was actually using it last night to basically erase all background thoughts within my mind so that I could go into deeper beingness just before I was going to bed. And it worked spectacularly, right? I was able to completely release all of the background thoughts that come in when you're attempting to go into beingness. And I just said, God is clearing away all the thoughts. God is taking care of all this. God's removing all the background thoughts. I am a completely clear mind. And it happened. And I was able just to go into deep beingness. Ah, it was paradise. I've never felt my mind so incredibly quiet. It was so nice. Okay. So we'll get into general Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions in regards to current events and all of that, we can look into that as well too. Okay? So let me see here. Cynthia says, is our filthy Supreme Court coming down shortly? I feel so. Okay, so since we have that question, I'll go ahead and answer it. We'll bring in Mr. Tarot. Okay? So let me go ahead and look into Cynthia's question here. Is the Supreme Court coming down shortly? Basically, we could say maybe like an overhaul, or again, reforming itself in that way. And I would kind of agree with you, Cynthia, that I would feel that you're also correct. But again, we'll just see what Spirit through the cards says. Okay. So, is the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, coming down? Is it going to be folding here shortly? Let's see what it says. Just so you guys know, guys, I do not give opinions of other people. Please do not ask me, Brad, what is your opinion about this person? I will not give you an answer. I do not put opinions down on people. They are children of God. Okay, I'm not being hard on them like that, regardless of what they do. That is the immature way to go. Okay? Learn to discover the emotions that are going through you that are causing animosity towards other people. Okay? Everybody is a child of God, no matter how wretched or how wonderful they are. Please remember this. Okay, so in the past, yes, there's been some defense, there's been some foul play here, right? We kind of know the entire history of the Supreme Court. Okay. So the unconscious thoughts here, the unconscious feelings here is that this will still probably play out a little bit longer. Okay, there still needs to be some taking down of the internal structures pertaining to government. Okay. So it is certainly going in that direction. Okay, it is moving in that direction, but it's moving slowly and surely. Okay, there needs to be some other things that need to happen first before it's completely taken down. So there is going to be some reconciliation made. There's going to be some new tides coming in. There's probably going to be some new transitional government taking place. The Supreme Court is still going to stand, but again, there still is some work to be done behind the scenes. So again, other things have to kind of move forward first before we can see the complete and total takedown of a Supreme Court. A Supreme Court is still going to be around. Is it going to go through overhaul? Absolutely. But things still need to process themselves in the background. Okay, in front of the scenes, there is some work being done on it. Okay, especially for the U.S. right now, we need to see revolution coming together. Okay, the people have to start standing up. Yesterday, there was people talking about the idea of the truckers' convoy happening in the United States, going to D.C. That is really what's going to give the flushing necessary to really move in the transitional government. That needs to take place. So we're kind of jumping ahead a few steps here. So a few other steps, firstly, need to take place to begin the transitional government process. And then as that happens, the Supreme Court will get cleaned up. So yes, it will be cleaned. Yes, it will get overhauled. Yes, there's going to be new people involved with it. Okay, but other things have to happen first. Okay? So that's what I'm getting from that. Thank you very much for your question. Okay, let me just go down the list here a bit more. Ron Emerson says, Brad, do you still channel Adronis? No, guys, I don't channel Adronis anymore. Okay, so Ron, you need to catch up with things. I guess you haven't been here in a while. That was gone last summer. Okay, so it was around July last year that I was talking about hanging up with Adronis. Okay, so I'm pretty sure most people here are aware of my situation, that I've given up channeling. I've let that go because I've moved directly into spirit communication, okay? Working with spirit directly. So that's where I am right now, all right? So again, just look into some of my past videos. Go back to July of last year. You'll see that there, Ron, with my update about letting Adronis go. Because my last day with him was on August 31st, 2021, okay? It's all good. I'm still very much loving everything Adronis has shared with me. But we've moved on. Like I said, it's kind of like a son leaving the house, going out into the world. So that's where I am. So again, guys, I don't give opinions on other people, so please do not ask me. Okay, Nancy P says, I tried the conflict elimination technique. What happens if the hand does not go into a fist? Well, why would the hand not go into a fist? What do you mean? Do you have a hand? Can you form a fist? Okay, So you form the best fist that you can. I know some people may have some problems with their hand, okay? If this is your definition, for example, of a fist, then that's what you use, okay? So if I can only stretch my hand up to here, and if I can only go down to here, that's my fist, okay? If I can't stretch it out to here, this is as far as I go, that's fine. That's your conflict hand, okay? Try and bend it. Try and bring it down as best as you can. Brad, that's as far as I can go. Then there's your conflict. There's your clenched fist, okay? So your conflict fist just works together with you, extending it out as far as you can, and clenching it in as fast as tight as you can, okay? Just work with that in the best way that you can. Thank you. H. Anderson is asking, is it under a different channel or playlist? I'm not too sure what you're talking about, H. Anderson. Are you talking about the BCR technique? That's on my playlist. If you're talking about the conflict elimination technique, well, that's my latest video, other than this, okay? So it's there. Look onto my playlist, you'll find BCR. Look onto my content page, you'll find conflict elimination, okay? All right, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, Cynthia was asking Brazil. Okay, Cynthia, you got to be specific about that. Cynthia was saying Brazilian Supreme Court. So I was doing the U.S. Supreme Court, okay? So, sir, I did not see that with Brazil, because when you asked the question, it was just, is our filthy Supreme Court coming down, okay? So when you're basically talking about the Supreme Court, I'm thinking it's the U.S., okay? You got to make sure you put that in. Please be specific with your question, okay? So we'll look into the Brazil Supreme Court, okay? That just helps me a lot more. Otherwise, I think, oh, it must be the U.S. Okay. So let's take a look at the Brazilian Supreme Court and see what's going on with them. The reason I'm using tarot with this guy is because, frankly, I don't really need to look into this intuitively, right? It just makes more sense to do it with the cards. The cards can kind of handle it for me. There's just certain things I look into with my own intuition, and certain things like this pertaining to current events, I commonly just leave to the cards. Because I know that a lot of some people that ask for the current events are pretty practical, and so they want to see what the practicality of the cards share, okay? Okay, Brazilian Supreme Court, what's happening there? Okay, looks like things are shifting in the background here for the Brazilian Supreme Court. Okay. So in the past, we've had the emperor, okay? So we've had kind of that dictatorship type mentality pertaining to the Supreme Court. In front of the scenes, we're seeing things starting to balance out, right? Things are starting to change. There's a good momentum taking place. Behind the scenes, we're seeing that old system starting to fall apart. We're seeing it starting to clear away, okay? So things are happening behind the scenes. It's kind of like tremors behind the scenes taking place. So my feeling is counter forces are working with it right now. It looks like there is a big transitional situation taking place. There's going to be some upheaval. There's going to be some skirmishing in the background, removing some other people from power. And now moving into divine intervention, moving into greater times, moving into healing, okay? So yes, it looks like the Brazilian Supreme Court is going to be going through a quicker process of their transformation than the United States Supreme Court is, okay? So it looks like things are going underway there, but there's going to be a bit of a brouhaha. There's going to be a bit of a battling within the next couple of months. So probably around the springtime here, we'll see some battling with the Brazilian Supreme Court. We're going to see, again, people being stripped out of their authority and seeing transitional government taking place, and then the opportunity for healing, for growth, for nurturing, for putting things right will come together, and we'll see that within the next few months, okay? So probably as you get into about summer, fall time, 2022. All right, thank you. Okay, going down the list here. Well, at least you guys know about the U.S. Supreme Court now. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. Okay, here's one from H. Anderson again. Question, will that governmental restructuring also include a total overhaul of our Canadian multi-layered tax to death structure to a more responsible system? H, I've already answered this, okay? When we're moving into the brand new financial systems, no tax will remain, okay? So you're already asking a question of something that I've already covered before. So what I've looked into intuitively from what Spirit has told me is once we go into this transitional time where the new financial systems are looking to come together, we have to basically let the old financial system plummet first, right? So you may see a stock market crash. You may again seeing more of the financial pillars pertaining to this old system plummet, crash down, okay? When that crashes, then this new financial system swoops in. And it basically starts on the underground, and now it starts to blossom. Okay? When the new financial system comes together, there will be no taxes at all. None. Zero. Zilch. Okay? No income tax, no paying taxes on goods and services or anything of that nature. All of that is going to go. There will be no taxation because this new financial system is not based upon debt. Okay? It's equalizing all of the world's currencies. So there will be no superior currency. All currencies will be equal. There will be no debt taxation systems. They will be completely gone. That's when the new financial system comes together. This is also why I've called 2023 the year of reset, because that's the year I feel it's going to happen. Okay? We're still going through some transitional phases right now. We have to watch the old fiat currency system die. And as it dies, as it plummets, the new one comes in its place and starts to blossom. Okay? So we're not looking into the idea of taxation overhaul. We're not looking into multi-layered tax systems. We're not looking at taxation to death structure. Nothing of that will be there. Okay? That is all fiat currency. That is the old dinosaur-like system that is ready to die now. When we get into the new system, there will be no taxation at all. That's what I've been getting from Spirit. Okay? Thank you for your question. Francine asks, Brad, do you see us going to 4D soon? We're moving there. Yeah, we're certainly moving up the ladder right now. But this is all part of the process. And like I've said yesterday, it's not so much about dimensions, guys. For yourself, it's beingness. It's seeing yourself as true intelligence. But from where our mainframe, our set of dimensionality is going, yes, we're lifting up. I've been talking about this with Adronis since 2009. Okay? We are shifting from one density to another. We are shifting from one dimension to another. But it's going to be happening gradually. It's not all at once. Okay? It's sequences of events that are taking place. And here we are in the 2020s, which is the cleanup decade. And then we move into the 2030s, which is more of the renewal decade. Okay? So we're moving more closer to it as we get into the renewal decade. We still got a lot of shifting to go through right now. Okay? But that time is coming, absolutely. Some people are already feeling themselves moving in that direction. Some people are still a little bit behind. But again, it's not too important to look into dimensions. It's looking into your heart, and it's setting yourself free. And that's where you just naturally move up. You move up even higher than that. And that's the beautiful thing. That's why I'm trying to teach you guys to live from inside. Because that's what's going to naturally shift yourself past all of this. And you're going to move up higher and higher and higher. Because you're constantly feeling yourself at peace. You're at one with the divine intelligence. And that's greater than any dimensional shift. Okay? So let's go down the list a bit more. Yeah, Nancy says, so I'm physically moving the fist. I misunderstood that Spirit is going to be moving your fist. Well, again, guys, we try not, I can't explain this rationally to you guys. This is the problem. I can't. It's not the idea that you are consciously having to move the fist. Your attention is right here. Okay? This is where I basically get frustrated because I don't know how to say this to you guys. I don't know how to articulately put this into words to make you guys understand because it's a spirit process, right? When your attention is here, I'm just going to shut up. And I'm just going to let Spirit come in and talk, okay? When your attention is here, on the goal, you are letting the fist, as its own intelligence, moving itself directly into that clenched fist. You are not letting yourself control the outcome of the diminishing of the conflict. The conflict itself is dissolving through the natural state of being that you are in while contained within your goal. You are allowing your spirit, you are allowing your being, you are allowing God consciousness, you are allowing the true intelligence to simply let the diminishing of the conflict completely vanish. And you're letting the fist make itself. You are not controlling the gauge of the hand, because if you are not bringing your attention to your goal. Your attention needs to be brought on the goal and staying in the goal, for that is where you belong. You are simply utilizing the reinforcement of affirmation to keeping yourself centered on the goal and keeping your attention there, so that the fist itself moves naturally, witnessing the diminishment of that conflict so that you are free. And when the fist reaches its clench, you therefore perform the second sweep, and should there be any residual activity there, the fist will naturally move. And you remain in the attention of your goal. And your goal is what brings you into harmony and allows the fist to simply move itself. Thank you, Spirit. I had no real way of articulating that. Okay? It really is an automatic process. It's just something you feel your hand moving. And I really cannot articulate it too well, even with what is shared here through Spirit. It's still just articulation, guys. You have to feel this. You have to feel this. You have to feel this. Don't just do it once and get frustrated. Okay? Keep at it. If you're just going to hop on a bicycle and try to ride it one time and you fall, we could procrastinate about it all day. But you just got on and you know how to move into that balance. Okay? It's the same thing with this. You're just letting your attention be on the goal, and you're letting the fist take care of itself. You're letting it happen. You're saying affirmations. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Spirit is making me better and better. Okay? And the hand is almost moving itself. So I'd say it's about 90 to 95% automatic. Okay? Your attention needs to be on the goal. Okay? This is why I get frustrated, because I don't know how to really say this to you guys. When it comes to spirit activity, I have no words for it. So we do what we can to let that information flow and let Spirit take care of it. Okay? And Spirit share through me, because that just drives me crazy. Oh, how can I put this into words? How can I be okay? Just shh. And let Spirit come through. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I forget the name of the person who asked the question, but hope that makes sense to you. Okay? Okay, here's from Relaxing Sleep 2021. Brad Johnson, Newer Teachings. My name is Annie. I'm still learning meditation and self-healing. Please, can you give me advice for our South Africans? Okay. Yes, I can certainly look into South Africa, just basically in regards to what they're going through, what challenges they're having right now, okay, and what's in store for them. I actually talked to a South African group here not too long ago through Zoom. So what I can tell right now is you guys are going through major transitions. You guys have been going through a seedbed of great corruption that has lasted thousands of years. Okay? And so you are also pulling that apart. And you can expect also trucker convoys to be part of South Africa here very soon too, I feel. All right? So let's look into it a little bit more. So things are still just kind of flowing as they need to, right? Everything is proceeding as it needs to right now. Things are being put right behind the scenes, okay? So there is going to be an uprising, okay? There is going to be a revolution that's going to be happening for South Africa as well too. South Africa is going to be going through some significant changes. People are taking the power back into their own hands. And like I said, they may also be working with the convoys, the convoy idea, okay? They're shattering the veil. They're shattering the walls. They're cutting away the illusions, okay? There you go, appropriate, the sword. Cutting away the illusions, clearing away the ignorance, clearing away the manipulation stories of the governments and of the mainstream media, okay? And moving things much more into a prosperous time, okay? The people are going to have their resources returned back to them. Again, transitional government is taking place, okay? So for South Africa, things are moving along, but there still needs to be some time to get these things to come together. Like I said, it could be a convoy, I feel, that could be coming for South Africa as well too. We could be looking at the truckers' convoy for South Africa. And we're going to see, again, I think there'll be a lot more deeper extremes with South Africa. South Africa has a lot more deeper bullies to deal with, okay? So all of that is going to be transforming here very, very soon. So it feels like within the next 3 to 6 months, we'll be seeing some incredible action. Again, transitional government taking place. Counter forces are working in the background. And we're going to see the power return back to the people, okay? It's just the idea of revolution right now. Revolution is what's going to lead the charge to bringing the power back to the people. That's coming to South Africa too. All right? Thank you for your question. Okay, so I think we're going to take maybe about 1 or 2 more questions, guys, and we're going to wrap up today. Okay, Miguel asked a question. Will cryptocurrency still be in our lives in the future? Most definitely, yes. Absolutely. We're only just starting to see the introduction of cryptocurrency. Even for as long as it's been around, it is still an infant. Okay, this is an infancy regarding to cryptocurrency. It hasn't even begun to shine itself properly yet. We're just looking at grassroots with cryptocurrency right now. It is going to grow exponentially because it's going to be one of the financial systems of the future. Absolutely. Okay. So yes, there's a lot to look forward to with cryptocurrency. Okay. Okay, so Ms. Whizkiss, I love the name. Ms. Whizkiss, will France have presidential elections in May or not? Or will France also have a revolution? France will definitely have a revolution, okay? I can guarantee you that. Elections in May. I'm not too sure if I looked into that before, but let me just double check. We'll go into France. Will France have elections in May? I'm pretty sure it was France I was looking at. Someone else asked me a similar question. I just can't remember what country it was for. I think it was for France. Okay, so yep, things are shifting around for France right now. Okay, we're being taken into new places. Okay, things still need to play out as they need to. Okay, we have to kind of let things just play out because there are seeds being planted already. Okay. So yes, it does feel like there will be an election for France in May. Okay. Right now, things are kind of glum, but it looks like things are going to be turning around here within the next couple of months, and this will be closer to the time of the elections. Okay. So it looks like something really, really positive, really powerful, really beneficial is going to be happening for France in their elections in May, and this is going to lead into, again, cutting away all the deceptions. So I think there could be new transitional government that may be coming into place here as you get closer to May. Or again, it may just represent a deeper exposure of the politicians, taking them out of the picture and putting in this new transitional government. So what I'm seeing here is it represents transitional governance. It represents fair leadership. And again, it feels like people taking their power back as well too. Like I said, guys, this is what I'm constantly seeing country to country. The counter forces are working behind the scenes. The people are getting themselves together. They're rallying. They're unifying themselves together. They're going to take action. The government's going to panic. Events will take place that will completely scrap the current government, and a transitional government will go in its place, and the power is being brought back to the people. This is pretty much happening in every single country around the world right now. Everybody has their own pace, right? But this is really what's happening overall, okay? Okay. Native people in the U.S., will they be coming more into their power? They're going to help to lead a lot of revolutions, guys. They're going to be a lot of the leaders that are going to be in the front lines helping people and bringing it together. They're going to be like the spirit of a lot of the revolution that comes together. So the answer to your question, yes, this is what I'm getting directly from Spirit right now. I don't even need to look at the cards for that, okay? Native, yes, the native people, absolutely. They are the heart and the soul of these revolutions. So absolutely, they will be leading the charge big time, okay? Absolutely coming back in their power for sure. Okay. Brita asks, will Ireland get the new currency? Every country in the world, guys, is going to have the new currency. Okay, the new financial system is going to impact the entire world. Okay, if your country uses money, it's going to be impacted. So again, the entire intention here is to watch the old fiat currency system collapse. As it collapses, the new financial system comes underneath and blossoms, takes over. And that is going to equalize all of the currencies of the planet, every single currency, whether it's Canadian, whether it's American, whether it's euro, whether it's yen, whether it's yuan, whatever it is, does not matter. All of it defaults back into an equality currency. All currency will be made equal. There will be no superior currency and there will be no inferior currency. Every single country will be affected by the new financial reset to come. Okay? Please remember this, because that's what I'm getting very strongly to tell you guys. Okay? AA says, Brad, what about Argentina? AA, what about Argentina? You got to be specific. Don't just tell me a country. What do you want to know? Is it your government? Is it the people? Is it revolution? What is it? What do you want to look at? Okay, we got to look at this, guys. Don't just say a country. What do you want me to look at it with it? Okay. So one more question, guys, and we're going to wrap up here. Okay, Heather here has this. I think we're going to end on this question here from Heather. Heather Gruber says, when will the healthcare worker mandate be dropped in New York in the United States? Okay. Okay, AA, your question for the political change in Argentina is already happening right now. I've looked into South America before. They're already going through a big process. As you move into the springtime, you're seeing greater revolution coming together, people taking their power back. Okay, the political landscape is going to be changing. As you get more into the spring, you will probably see more transitional government taking place within Argentina before the end of the year. I would say probably around summer, early fall. Okay, that's the projection of it right now. I've looked into Argentina, South America before previously. Not on here, but I have looked into it. Okay, so things are changing, guys. You just got to hold the line. This is all part of cycles, remember? This is all part of signposts. Let's remember that. Just hold the line, work together, meditate, share your love together with everybody. Everything is coming together as it needs to. Be patient. Okay? Heather Gruber. Heather Gruber again. When will the healthcare worker mandate be dropped in New York City? Okay, healthcare worker mandate. When will it be dropped in New York City in the U.S.? Okay, it looks like it's going to be dropping here very quickly. Okay, so it looks like here there's a lot of rearrangement. There's a lot of new plans, or there's a lot of old plans, I should say, in the background that's happened here, that is now being changed. We're changing the pylons. We're changing the landscape here altogether. Okay. So right now we're seeing something very, very powerful. We're seeing again the people taking their power back. This is what it takes, guys. We have to get our power back. We have to work together. People unifying themselves. Okay. So right now there's a process that is taking place. Right now it's not taking place, as we know. There's still some people who are very upset about it. Looks like there will still be some delays in fully being able to end the mandate altogether. But it is going to happen here within the next few months, okay? So probably within the next 6 months or so, we'll see that. It all depends. Like I said, you guys got to get together. You got to go into your revolution. You got to get your convoys together. You got to work together. You got to go to the capital, and you camp out there, okay? This is why Canada is doing this. It's setting an example for the entire world. We thought that Canada would be one of the slowest countries to get things moving, but on the contrary, it's one of the fastest. Because now we're bringing forward these convoys, the trucker convoys. The world is seeing how well this is working. They need to do the same thing, okay? The United States needs to do the same thing. If they want to do the same thing, you will see these mandates end. You will see healthcare worker mandates end. You will see the restrictions end. You will see everything end. But people have to get together. They have to rally together. This is all about people revolution. When the people revolution is there, now amazing things are going to happen. All kinds of incredible transformations are going to take place behind the scenes. That's exactly what Spirit is saying through the cards right now. So there's a bit of a waiting game right now because people are organizing. They're getting things together. Counter forces are working together behind the scenes. They feel like they've had a little bit more of a tougher time with the United States than they have with Canada, right? Trying to get all these people to rally together and to come together. I would say U.S. is basically like the turtle. Okay, it's slow. But I'm just really amazed of how quickly Canada came together. It was really amazing because I thought Canada was just being as slow as the U.S. But the United States needs to get off their duff and they need to start working together with these revolutions. The revolution comes together. You see convoys coming together. You see people rallying in the capital. That's what's going to make a difference. Okay? Same thing with New York City. Same thing with everything else. These mandates need to be dropped through the power of the people coming together. So that is going to be happening. It's going to be a bit of a wait, but it said as we see within the next 6 months, probably getting close to summertime, we'll see that taking place. Okay? Could be sooner, just all depends. That's how it's being shown right now. Okay, Igor says, what will happen to all of these COVID conspirators? Instead of the other word. There are so many people involved in this global genocide, from journalists to doctors, politicians, etc. Yep, you're absolutely right, Igor. And they're all being rounded up, every single one of them. We have to understand that the counter forces are as big, if not bigger now, than the dark forces are. Okay, and this has taken years for the counter forces to get this big, right? It's taken them many years to get all these people to basically join them, because they had to wait. They had to let all of these other people who are now turncoats come together to see exactly what they had planned for the people of the planet. And they have come together and they have created such an immense task force. It's enormous. Not only that, there is off-world task forces as well too. You have the human guardians running the charge, right? They're basically in charge of the entire thing. And they're telling the ground crew here what needs to be done. So there are roundups happening everywhere, but the mainstream media will not tell you this because they are on the side of the dark forces, because that's who's signing their paychecks. Okay? So once the media falls and is out of the hands of the dark corrupt, then we're seeing it bounce back into the new fold with the counter forces. The counter forces are now operating the media, and now we're going to see a lot of disclosure happening. Okay, but again, the dark forces are very, very cautious. They don't want to lose that because that's their last ditch effort, is using the mainstream media to slander and to manipulate and to control. That's one of the last things they do not want to let go of. And so counter forces are coming in and taking things by force behind the scenes. So yes, we're certainly not seeing a lot of that stuff happening in the mainstream media right now talking about it. And of course not. But that certainly is happening from a lot of the readings I've been doing. If you guys are from Tarot by Janine, I know there's a lot of you from Tarot by Janine here, okay? Which is great, welcome. you know that she's saying the same thing. This is why I like Janine. We talk about the same stuff and we get the same kind of information. We get the same kind of content. Okay? So yes, things are changing for sure behind the scenes. It's going to take a little bit more time. Like I said, the COVID agenda is on the way out. It's going to fall apart, but that's not the entire thing that needs to fall apart. There needs to be other things that need to fall apart as well too. COVID agenda is just one of them. We got to look at other agendas that are going to continue to fall apart as we get closer to the end of the year. Okay, so more deeper restrictions, the idea of governments, about how governments are run, about our natural human systems, right? All of those things need to be completely reconfigured, reworked, overhauled, and that's going to take more time. That's not going to be done in April, but COVID certainly will be, I feel. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We're out of time for today, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and conclude. Had a very long broadcast today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. So please keep working with the conflict elimination technique. I'm probably going to be doing a challenge for the conflict elimination technique maybe around the time of March. Okay, so just like I did a BCR technique 30-day challenge and cord removal healing challenge as well too, I'll be doing one for conflict elimination also. Okay, but I think I'm probably going to do it on Zoom instead of just through the YouTube chat here. All right, so stay tuned for that. That should be coming in March. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for the first episode of the Healing Code Cards free e-course, where we're going to be looking into the body deck. All right, so take care, everybody. Much love to you all, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care. Thank you very much for checking out the newer. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newerteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.